back, everybody. Folks, my guest tonight is CBS News chief political analyst and anchor of CBS News Prime Time with John Dickerson. Please welcome back to The Late Show, John Dickerson. Nice to see you again.
It's great to be back.
How's everything over in news?
You know because you've watched the news.
I do. I watch the news. I watch CBS News Prime Time with John Dickerson on the CBS News app. And on my Apple TV, that's where I go. I snap over there to the CBS thing, and I get you guys at 7 o'clock Monday through Thursday, right? That's absolutely it. And then I can watch you on YouTube after that, once the show's been down for a few minutes, right? Isn't that how that works?
God bless you.
No, I'm serious. It's my favorite.
It's
my favorite newscast. It's the news that I want. It's John Dickerson, a pillar of journalistic integrity, just telling the people what happened today and trying to put it in context. And that's why we love having you on the show. It is Halloween. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Thank you.
Okay, it's Halloween. Let's talk about something really scary: American politics. New speaker. Okay, ardent supporter of the January 6th coup attempt. Makes a lot of people really nervous about having him second in line to the presidency. And a person who, if the Republicans hold the House in 2024, will be there as one of the people leading whether or not the certification goes through smoothly. Okay, so how do you feel about the health of American political institutions today?
Well, today, I mean...
Was that a leading question?
Yes. Well, the House of Representatives was flatlined for 22 days. So relative to where it was, there's like a faint heartbeat in the... But that's a really low bar.
It's alive!
Yeah.
And nothing could possibly happen when we let it loose in the countryside.
That's a really low bar. I mean, you know, there are serious problems and challenges in America. And how do we solve these problems and challenges? We get together, and through these institutions, we deal with the complexities of a diverse country, and we try to come up with solutions. We're not even close to that. We're just trying to keep the lights on by keeping the government funded. And that shows how far we have to go. So we're in a fragile state, and I can't really shine it up and make it look better than that, with the exception of the fact that there's a whole huge country of good people out there, and hopefully their representatives will, try to match their goodness in their behavior, because a lot of them haven't been doing it.
Well, the thing that's sort of spooky about that to me is that built into the Constitution are these systemic pressures, for instance, in picking a speaker, where if you don't have a big enough majority, then you have to form a coalition government. You have to reach across the aisle. And it seems like if you believe that it's all just a matter of will to get what you want, and if the will doesn't work to overcome the Constitution, maybe the Constitution has to go so that your will has a way.
There you go. And that's the danger of what's happened since January 6th. Ben Bernanke, after the financial crisis, said the danger is forgetting. Now, that was with respect to the financial crisis of 07 to 09, but the same is true with January 6th. And look at what happened in the last week. Mike Pence, who stood up and blocked the effort to stop the votes from being counted. So he did the right thing by the Constitution. His presidential campaign is over, largely because he did that. It should have been a hero's narrative in the old-style politics, but the Republican Party didn't want that. And then look who was elevated, Mike Johnson, who not only worked to stop the counting of the votes, but then also went and spread some of the craziest conspiracies about Hugo Chavez, about Dominion voting. So one has been elevated, another dropped. That gives you a sense of the thrust of that mindset you're talking about, which is if we get an outcome we don't like, well, just go around it, either through violence or through some fancy footwork with the law that tries to get around the fact that we lost fair and square.
Well, let's talk about the elevation of Mike Johnson. Did you know anything about Mike Johnson before and this is your job? And you did not know anything about Mike Johnson?
I mean...
Could you have picked him out in the lineup?
No. Maybe, I don't know. I'm trying to be honest.
But now he's one of the most powerful people in the world.
Yeah, and also, some are born to greatness, some achieve it, and some have the speakership thrust upon them. And that's... there's a chance he could rise to the moment, but picking a fight with Mitch McConnell right away is not traditionally been the route to safety and health.
So the speaker is supposed to be a consensus builder, supposed to put together like the votes. What does it say that he's picking a fight with Mitch McConnell right away? What kind of speaker is he going to be?
It could say two things. One, he knows he's got very few votes that he can lose from within his own Republican ranks. So he's got to look, loud and proud for that small group, which, by the way, is quite powerful because they just bounced the last speaker and put him in office. So he can't, as a first bid, he's got to tend to that.
But is he still under the rule, like one person to vote to vacate the chair?
I think that still is. They're thinking about fixing that, but with something called vacate and replace. So you can bounce a speaker, but then you have to have an alternative. So it might make it a little harder. But yeah, I think you might still be
Isn't
under.
it always implied that you have to have an alternative? Because
They didn't last time. They cycled through 4 or 5 attempts.
We have to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more John Dickerson. Everybody, stick around.